All right. Hello, hello. Welcome to this edition of the Black Belt Newscast. We are live. I'm in Marengo County.
And I'm in Dallas County. Almost said Demopolis County. Wow.
Yep. All right. So I'm Cindy. I'm publisher.
I'm Todd, the reporter, writer.
The jack of all trades.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So we are live. It is Friday, January 16th. And if you have any comments, we can see them. So make your comments wherever you're watching us live, and we can give you more information if you have any questions about what we're talking about. All of our stories come from blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. And that's, I always like to lead you guys over there. If you have more questions about something, you were kind of like, hey, I didn't quite catch that. You can also see these videos. The full video is on YouTube and at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com under our multimedia. And I also do little segments of this. And so you can see all the different news segments after it runs. And also sign up for our daily newsletter. If you don't get this, then you're not knowing what's going on in the Black Belt.
Every day, that's the truth. Yeah.
We send out a list of headlines. You can click that, and we have no paywall, so you can go to every single one of those stories. You will not be stopped. I don't even stop you and ask you for your email, even though I'd love to. But if you've gotten to our stories, so you gave us your email, so would love for you guys to get the daily newsletter, know what's going on. That'll lead you to all the stories that we have, from features to sports to news of all these counties. We have so much going on this week. So, and I remind you, in order for it to be free, we are a nonprofit, part nonprofit. So make a donation to help us keep this site free.
Yeah.
This is how we're doing it. We're appreciating all of our support that we've gotten in our giving season. In December, we had a really great end of the year campaign that helped really introduce you guys to this donation idea.
Yeah.
Right. So we appreciate all of your participation and support. All right. We are going to get going on our stories. Let's start in Selma with the third anniversary of the EF2 tornado that came through Selma on January 12th, 2023. It was a quiet Memorial Day for the Selma tornado. We didn't have events or anything. But there is a lot to be said about what's going on. Let me, every year, Todd updates this video.
That's literally a day after the tornado hit, or about a week after. And there's the same spot. That's actually the Carl Boleyn's house. Yep. That's from this past Monday, that's video. A lot of progress made, but you can still see scars. And those scars will be prevalent for quite a while. But, there's the progress that was made on Old Orville Road. And these are some of the same places. There's about a week after on Vaughn Memorial Drive. And that home stayed like that for quite a while. But you will notice as we see the next piece of video that they find, and this is another thing, there's a lot of homes that are still damaged that they're still going through the red tape of getting all the insurance worked out and fixing it so that they can rebuild. So there's still a lot of homes in Selma and in Dallas County that are damaged 3 years later, but just not yet gotten repaired. And as I said, that home, the second one down on this video, is just now getting restored. A sad note on this particular piece of video, that house right there, the one that's burned, was damaged in the tornado, rebuilt, and then burned. There's the house that I was just talking about that stayed in a damaged state for quite a while. And just this year, 2025, past 6-8 months or so, they got it put back together. So, like I said, there's still a lot of scars, but there has been a lot of progress. The next piece of video that's coming up, if I remember, I think I put Miss Minnie Sue's cottage next.
Okay.
And this is over off of Dallas Avenue area. Downtown got hit real hard. There's so much in this video I could have put up. Yeah. Downtown in the historic district was one of the hardest hit. That's Miss Minnie Sue's cottage.
Yeah.
A couple of days, a week after the tornado, there it is, Monday. It's been restored. It's back to where it's supposed to be. And there's a number of homes in the downtown area like that. One of the big stories was Cross Point Christian Church. And, of course, we got to go to their service that was out there the day after the tornado. The school completely demolished. However, it is being rebuilt. There's the new building. They had planned on opening that building this past Monday. Unfortunately, it's not completed. You see the workers still working on it there. And when it is having their grand opening, Pastor Nichols said that he's going to call us, and we'll be able to be there for that. So some of the progress that's been made. Again, there is so much more video. I actually took video of right around the candy factory, around that area, where it was so much debris, and now we just drove right. It would take a whole separate newscast to do all the video and all the looking back. But as you get the idea, get a taste in your mouth for what it's like now, there's been a lot of progress. We still just got a long way to go because there's still going to be scars, and they'll be scars for a long time,
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the good news is there was no deaths, no major injuries in it, which is really amazing. The estimate was that the tornado damaged 3,200 structures. 470 businesses were affected and 1,800 families. And they do talk about how there's a lot of families that, have passed these houses down from generation to generation and don't have deeds. And that's what stops that process with FEMA.
Right.
There was the long-term recovery group that set up with, business owners, business leaders, church leaders, civic leaders that were on this committee to help distribute funds and donations that were made. And we do have a report from them on how many they helped, rebuilt 4 houses.
Yeah, they did a lot of
that, Sabra Sanctuary, their shelter, they had a lot. They rebuilt and reopened in September. We'll talk about the Dallas County Jail again.
Here in just a little while,
is still in a rebuild phase 3 years later.
And we'd have a story of our latest Dallas County Commission meeting, and in there, Toya Caruso, our EMA director, talks about a recovery fund that is still open for people who have unmet needs from that tornado 3 years ago. Yeah. That information is in the story on blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, so you can get it there.
Sirens, tornado sirens.
Exactly. That's another thing. They did put up 2 new tornado sirens.
Yeah, so look for that in that story as well.
Yeah.
And where they're going. Okay, our next big story is Judson College and the redevelopment that's working at the campus since they closed in 2021. It has been a big question of what's going to happen to that campus. There is an interested buyer. So the second step that's happened, tell us about that.
Well, of course, one of the first things that has to happen, one of the first things that the companies coming in want is some incentive, and tax abatements is a big one. The city a week ago gave them a 20-year tax abatement. The county, just this past Tuesday evening, did the same. And now, of course, the company that's interested in buying will go to the state. That's the order you have to go in and get tax abatements. That's incentives to come and bring their industry, their whatever they're going to build there, to Judson College. They're going to purchase the property and turn it into something. I have been assured that we're going to be the first people on the list to get a phone call when the press conference happens, which should be this next week. So we're going to hold our breath and cross our fingers.
Yes.
But it promises to bring a lot of jobs to Perry County and the surrounding area. So we will see in the next couple of days exactly what this business is and what they're going to do.
So the tax abatement for 20 years approved by the Marion City Council in early January. Now the Perry county commission, and now they
Right.
go to the state.
Exactly.
Right. So we will see what this incentive is for very soon.
Yeah.
All right. Selma City Council has hired the state's Department of Revenue to help them with their taxes. This one has gotten a lot of reads online, a lot of interest. So the city has determined they're $1.7 million behind on collecting taxes. So they decided on January 13th to do a contract with the Alabama Department of Revenue, and they will administer and collect the sales, use, rental, lodging taxes to get this taken care of. They've been using a private company that administers taxes for cities and counties, but they determined that they need help. Our new mayor, Johnny Moss III, he says that we will go aggressively after unpaid taxes, and so that's why they're changing. So look for some changes on that. If you haven't been asked to pay your taxes, I suppose now you will.
Well, yeah. They're going to come get you.
They're planning to come get it. And that helps with them being able to pay for the services that for.
We all hate to pay taxes. We hate to pay too much taxes, but a certain amount is necessary in order to get the roads fixed and the water to, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Yep. Bank on it to pay for the things they need. All right. Let's go back to talking about the Dallas County Jail. We're going to circle back around to that.
I got the opportunity to meet with both Sheriff Grantham and Chief Deputy Sheriff John Hatfield, and as they did a walkthrough of the county jail, and it is as it was in July when we did this last. There's been nobody working on it. As a matter of fact, right here they discovered the new roof. The one thing they did do is leaking. There's a leak in the brand new roof, and the sheriff and chief deputy discovered that while we were walking through. There's still rust everywhere. There's still no progress. And the sheriff explains in the story that he's not sure exactly why, but that the insurance is running out because the money is, if you'll notice too, by the way, this is Monday, Tuesday, when I took this video. Now, 6 months ago in July, we went and there's the same spot, hadn't changed a bit. Looks the same. And one of the problems that the sheriff was talking about is that the money, there's a X amount of dollars that the county has for insurance. But while the inmates are being housed at other jails, they have to pay for the cars, pay for the gasoline, the overtime, and that is part of the insurance claim. So that's taking money away from what could be used to build the jail. $17 million has already been spent. And if you read the story that we have, you'll find out that there are some jail counties that have built jails for that or less. And one of the other problems is Perry County, the federally owned jail in Perry County, which has been housing Dallas County inmates for free, is about to have to start charging, which is going to take even more money. So the question now is, what's the county going to do? Because the building actually belongs to the county, not to the sheriff's department. The sheriff just uses it. So the question is, what is the county commission going to do? I have spoken with Judge Nunn, and he assures me that there is a plan, and he's got a press release. He's going to tell me about it. Unfortunately, he had a family emergency, so it'll be later on today that I get that information. But we're going to follow up on that and find out what is the county doing, why is the insurance not coming through, and why is there nobody working on the jail to get it finished. Yeah. So that's coming in the near future.
Yes, Judge Nunn is also Jimmy Nunn, the county commission chair.
Exactly.
So we're looking forward to hearing from him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the Perry County Jail. Let's talk about repairs over at another closed jail.
Another jail, yeah. Well, we remember it's been about, a couple of months ago, an inmate escaped the Perry County Jail by breaking through a bathroom wall. Well, when they did the inspection, they discovered there were a lot of weaknesses in the jail, so they did some renovations. And according to the county commission, Tuesday evening, the jail is ready for inmates to come back. They had an additional $86,000 to finish paying off all the work. But according to Chairman Albert Turner Jr., the jail is ready for the inmates to come back. They have, of course, been housing inmates in other counties like Hale County, which that was part of the commission meeting. They had to pay Hale County for housing those inmates. The question now is the jail actually ready? There's been some questions as to whether it's really ready or not. And if so, when are the inmates coming back? That's another story that we're following to find out what the latest is. We've got calls in, and we're going to talk to the sheriff over in Perry County, Sheriff Fikes, to see what the latest on their jail is as well.
Right. So we have a lot of housing inmates issues
in
the Black Belt right now.
Yeah, and we have a lot of stories we're following. So you got to keep checking blackbeltnewsnetwork.com.
All right. So I had a story that I found out about this week with Whitfield Regional Hospital. They announced that they have reached their $750,000 cap that for getting donations. That the state actually set up a rural health initiative so that these for-profit hospitals can take donations and the donors can get tax credit. And it's a tax incentive program. It started on January 5th, so only 11 days ago. And but there was a lot of prep work done by hospitals in the Black Belt, including Vaughn Regional Medical Center, and of course, Whitfield Regional. Whitfield's plan was to go to industries and ask for good amounts of money to reach that cap of 750. Now, of the 50 hospitals that are allowed to do this, they can't all reach 750. So there was a rush there to get to that cap of 750, so that because the cap is $20 million for 2026. So not everybody is going to reach that 750 and under that 20 million. So that race started and they reached it. It was bolstered by a $300,000 donation by Robertson Bank, which was January 13th. So I think they announced another big one donation from an industry. So it was a successful idea for them to reach that cap before the other hospitals did. And we have not heard from Vaughn yet on what they have reached, but this is the announcement from Whitfield. So they can use these funds for, it's just extra revenue plan so that they can, like last year, they got donations through a gala, which is actually coming up the 24th. And they used that funds for an MRI. So getting creative with their funding, and so that they can have more ways to pay for things that are so challenging without a lot of the reimbursement rates being good for hospitals. So that was exciting for Whitfield. We're happy for them. We need our hospitals. And that's one of the arguments they give, is that we need our hospitals in these communities because a lot of industries are required to have a close by hospital for workers' comp and
right.
They're not going to locate here, and they may even have to leave if they lose their access to the hospital. So we need, for our industry's sake and for our economy. It's also one of the biggest employers. Whitfield had said that they're the second largest employer in Dallas County. Not Whitfield, Vaughn, second largest in Dallas County. So it's important for them to stay open to employ, and they pay well. So these are good jobs for our locals. So we got to support these hospitals.
Well, we've had so many problems lately in the Black Belt and in rural areas of hospitals having to close that fighting to keep them open is very important.
Thomasville's is closed, unfortunately, and we've got to do what we can to keep them open. It's important for us to have that at least close by. All right, we're going to stay in Demopolis to talk about the big news of the new football coach that was hired tonight. last night we got the big announcement at their Board of Education meeting. Here is the board meeting I went to last night, 5:15, packed room. They also did some honoring of other folks, and teachers and students, but they also announced their new football coach and I didn't know this one before, a new this right here, athletic director.
Oh yeah.
Oops. I want him to talk. This is the superintendent, Adam.
On board, and I'm going to let you say, please don't go 15 minutes.
You didn't tell me there was a limit. No, I'm excited to be home. It's come full circle. I've had 23 years in education, and I want to finish. I want to finish at home. So I'm thankful to be here, and I got my brother came in fashionably late. So just excited to be here. I'm excited about working with Coach Goodwin, in the athletic program, and then everyone else within the school system with the facilities director position, and just look forward to being here and helping us move forward. So I'm excited. This place means a lot to me, and I want to thank all of you guys, board members. Mr. Collins, good to see you. I've told some great stories about his sons back there from back in the day. We'll keep some of those between us. So, but thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm excited about being here.
Well, I'm going to let you know. Do what?
Don't let him vote.
No, I'm going to let you introduce your family, and then you can introduce Coach Seabolt, that's also coming on as a sub.
Sure. First off, I'm usually better at answering questions than I am just coming up and talking. But as Mark said, we're really excited. He and I have talked several times over the past couple of weeks, and wanted to do this together when the ball got rolling, and really felt the calling to serve my community, because this is home, 13 years ago. So sorry, kind of emotional. It's kind of crazy, but really looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting the building. Glad to be back home. My wife of almost 20 years, Sarah Kay, she'll be coming down as soon as she can get here. Witt's a sophomore, Colt is 14, and in the 8th grade, he'll be joining us at the high school soon. Grant's in the 5th grade, and Jet's in the 3rd, and I hope I didn't get any of those wrong. They keep us busy. And then Coach Seabolt's coming with us as well. He's like my oldest son. He coached with me at Chelsea, went to Russellville with me, and he'll be coming here as well. But we're really excited. I think God's been preparing hearts and minds for doing what's best for this place, and I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you.
Yeah, so that is the new football coach.
That's awesome.
And that was exciting. This community actually had an interim retired coach that came in July, when they had a sudden leave of the coach they had before, Lance Tucker, and Ricky Woods came in. He is a retired coach with a lot of experience, and said, I'll do it for you this year. And they actually did pretty well. They made a round of playoffs or two, which is pretty good. It's about normal for them. This is 5A football. Dustin Goodwin comes also from 5A. Russellville is also 5A. But he actually has some experience. I think he mentions there, but I don't know if he did. Thomas, the Thompson High School, the Giant 7A, Shelby County. He actually worked with them in 22 and 23 when they won the state championship in 22. And the fun fact is that his father was Demopolis High's football coach when he was in high school from 99 to 2006. So he graduated from Demopolis High School in 2003 and actually played under his father. And you saw 4 boys. They all play football and will be playing under their dad at Demopolis High School, just like he did.
That is cool.
Mark Heaton is a 1997 Demopolis High School graduate. He himself was a quarterback for the football team. I believe Dustin was too. He obviously played, but I don't remember if he was quarterback. So yes, he also is an alumnus and a former player and graduate of the Tigers. So they actually brought back some folks that both of them said how much they wanted to be here. If you read my story on blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, you'll also see Dustin has been working to get back here for, I think he said 13 years, something like that he's been trying to apply and get here, but the timing never worked. So he mentioned several times about how this feels like it's God's plan.
Good deal. So, that's awesome to have homeboys in there.
I did warn them that I'm going to be on the sidelines taking pictures. So
please don't run over me.
Don't worry about me. I actually worm my way in between the players because I'm small, so they just don't even notice me. I don't have any great friends, so the best way is to be as close as possible. He did ask me, have you ever been run over before? And I was like, oh, yeah, many times.
Let me count the ways.
Don't worry about me. I'm used to it. Just ignore me out there. So anyway, I enjoy covering football. This will be really fun in the fall to get that more. And I know they're working to move here, and including Mark Heaton as well. He seems like, so his title is athletic director and also facilities director. And we'll oversee all the facilities. And that's kind of good because, we did have a story earlier in the year, I guess the end of last year, about the issues with a contractor and not getting enough information about what they did for them that was energy related. And it would be nice to have somebody that does the box checking for them on their facility improvements. Something else, Demopolis did approve, the school board improvements. They're doing $1.1 million of improvements to U.S. Jones Elementary, which actually has a portion of their building is over 100 years old. And when they went in just to do the floors, discovered there was more work needed. And so they do have somebody, they have heard from the architect that's got the plans for U.S. Jones. So that's coming down the pipe. They approved a little bit of funding in addition to that as they go on with that project. So they hope to be done with U.S. Jones by August, September, so that when they start school again, they'll be finished with this floor to ceiling changes they need to make that they weren't expecting. So that's Demopolis Schools and Demopolis High School. We're going to go back to talk about Sheriff Grantham again. He had announced his retirement. We published this probably last week, but we got a video where we're going to hear in his own words why he is planning to retire.
40 plus years, give or take, a year or two. Not exactly sure the exact time, but I had a little health scare, and it changes you. It gives you a different priority in life of what direction you want to head. And I've decided not to run this time. We haven't gotten as far as the names disqualified and so forth. Who is going to run? But the people that run, and if it's a male or female, whoever gets in office, we need to get behind them and support them. Give them a chance. Don't just knock them because it's not Sheriff Grantham. Give them a chance and see what they can do. And then if they don't, let them have it. But you got to give people a chance to start with. But when I had that little health scare, it changed the direction of what I want to go in. I need to rest. I've been working since I was 15 years old, and I just, I thank the public for giving me the opportunity to work here in Dallas County, to serve them in Dallas County. I've got the best sheriff's office that anybody could ask for. I got good support staff, and that played a lot into my decision. I was only going to run one term. I ran a second term for the employees and the people, and they gave me faith and trust in me, and elected me the second time to run again. And I think we'd be okay during this election too, but it's just time. I've given so much to Dallas County, and Dallas County has definitely given me 3 times that much back. And I just appreciate all the support and stuff I had over the years, but it's time to rest, time to relax a little bit and make sure my health is good.
Do you have any major plans for after?
I don't.
Because you still have a year in this term, though.
I don't actually go out of this term until January of 2027.
Right.
So I got another year, so we got plenty of time. Bad guys, I'm still coming to get you, so be aware. Don't be jumping around in the street and stuff, because Grantham's still here and we're still going to do our job. And I just want somebody that's qualified to go in, somebody that has their education, somebody that's been around law enforcement, somebody that knows what's going on. And number one, I hope they have a heart for Dallas County. That's the main thing. Don't just take this job because you're the sheriff. A lot of people just want titles. And Mom and Dad always told me that you only borrow titles. You only hear for a little while. And anytime you borrow something, leave it in better condition than what you got it in. And we've definitely done that. We brought the sheriff's office to a whole different level. And maybe the new sheriff that comes in can even take it further than what I did. So, you know, I got, you know, hope that we get somebody in there that's good, somebody that's going to run it like it should be, and that's for the people, not for themselves.
That was very eloquent.
Yeah.
Well said.
He does. Yeah, he does have a way of saying things well, and you know, he's done a great job. He's done a great job at helping to clean up Dallas County. It's going to be a hard act to follow, but I'm sure that there are plenty out there that can pick up the ball where he left it and keep running. So we'll just have to see.
I have already seen some announcements made.
Yeah,
but
we're
we're
not
not
open right now. So
a little early.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Because there are elections.
Yeah.
Elections in 2026. We do have an election hub. When we get these stories and everybody's made their full announcements and official, we will have that posted in our election hub. All right.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about the missing boater's boat being found in Selma.
Yeah. I had a talk with Alan Daly, who is part of he is our the Dallas County coroner, but he is also part of the Selma Dallas County Rescue Squad. And he said that they had received a call of what looked like a boat floating down the river. That little bottle opener right there helped identify whose boat this was. And so the rescue squad came and got the boat out, and it's literally half of the boat. Something happened, and they identified it as belonging to a missing Wetumpka man whose name is James Dawkins, 54-year-old James Dawkins of Wetumpka. He put in Autauga County and went missing over the weekend. So a number of agencies, and there's a story that tells who all was involved in the search. And at this point, he has yet to be found, nor has the rest of the boat. So this is all we've got. We don't know what happened to him. We don't know where he is. But that search is ongoing. And, of course, again, we're going to follow it and find out what happened. One of the things that Mr. Daly was talking about was how, with all the recent rains, the river is up, it's swift, and it's very cold. So there's not a good forecast for Mr. Dawkins, but they're still holding out some hope that maybe they'll find him.
We'll keep you posted as we find out.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted. So we're saying our prayers and hoping that we'll find him soon. Yeah.
All right. Who's the best of the black belts? That is something we've been asking. And it is our new competition. We've never done this before. So I want you guys to see what the best of the black belt competition is.
Yeah.
And get to vote on your favorite restaurant. See, when I do eat and drink, what I love about this is look at these great categories. Best barbecue. Yeah, best coffee shops, locally owned restaurant. We would like to know which one is your favorite in the black belt. And we have gone through and listed all the ones that we know of that we found that are operational. Go tell us, look, education. What's your favorite? I mean, in the black belt, your favorite elementary school, high school, middle school, private school. Let us know and vote on these categories. Financial is a category. Best bank, insurance agent, insurance company. Who's your favorite? And what's fun about this one too is that we have nominations still open through the beginning of February so that you can nominate. If you don't see one of your favorites listed, you can nominate them. What about salon? Which one is your favorite hair salon? Which one is your favorite nail salon? Pharmacy. We have some local pharmacies that are amazing. You can also type in there one. If it's not in there, nominate them. Because after February 4th, we're going to go through and after that, vote on the best ones that were nominated. And this is the nomination. Now, I love this. This is Asher Haven at his
Oh, yeah.
concert. I know. I love it. What is the best thing to do here? Festivals, art galleries. What makes the Black Belt great? And we want to celebrate it. So
Yeah.
please vote. Let us know what your favorite categories are and your favorite restaurants and retailers. And let's get this started and have some fun with it. So that is Best of the Black Belt. You can do it by going to our blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, and it is right there in the corner. You will see it on any of the, when you're on your on your phone, it is one of the apps on your phone. You just click it and it takes you right there. It's really fun. And we would love for you to participate.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's time for the Black Belt Roundup.
The roundup.
All right. Monday is MLK Day.
Yeah.
We do have a list of events that are going on, our calendar, of course, but there's also a story or two that has some events that are happening for MLK Day to honor Martin Luther King Jr. and all of the benefits that he's given us during his time. And we have tried to continue. Now, the Unity Breakfast, the annual Unity Breakfast is Monday morning, 9 a.m. It's at Wallace, right?
It's actually going to be at the convention center this year. They moved it. Yeah.
Hey, they moved it.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So glad we talked about that to make sure that, you guys participate in what's fun about and important and commemorative about MLK Day, and it is Monday. All right. We also posted a story about the Jubilee, Selma Bridge Crossing Jubilee, March 5th through 8th. That is a huge week for us in Selma and in the Black Belt, because the events do go all the way to Marion and Wars. Lots of events that are surrounding the importance of civil rights. And in this, for the Bridge Crossing Jubilee, it's the Voting Rights Act that was prompted by all the activities in March of 1965. Last year was the big 60th anniversary. This year is 61. Let's see what's planned. Doubt we'll have a president or vice president for a few years, but we have other activities, and we don't usually find out who all is coming until much closer to January, but block off March 5th through 8th to know that it's going to be a busy week in Selma and the Black Belt.
Oh, yeah. I got one for you, too. I wanted to let everybody know. I got an email from my buddy William Bowman, who is the president and CEO of the VIP organization for folks who are visually impaired. And he said that this is Eye Care Month, and they are giving free glaucoma screenings January 29th at the 2401 Medical Center Parkway in Selma. If you need any information, you can call him at 334-354-4015. And he does this every year. So be sure to give him a call. Once again, 354-4015. And, of course, we'll remind you once again as it gets closer to the 29th and let you know. We'll have have that posted. So,
all right.
Thanks, William, for letting me know.
We have a new teacher feature that came out this week. This time it is LB Burbage, and I think she has a new last name. They honored her at the board meeting last night. Demopolis. This is Demopolis City Schools. She is at U.S. Jones. And learn more about her at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com under education or under Marengo County. She's third grade teacher. And she was featured this week. She's our fourth teacher feature, and we're trying to just honor the teachers that are educating our future generation. That's not easy to do, and we've had a lot of really great feedback from our teacher feature. It is open for nominations. If you want to send a nomination for a teacher to be featured, send that to news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, and we can send them the questionnaire and feature them for the work they're doing. And this is in the Black Belt, so it could be at any of the school districts. So would love to get more participation in that. Yeah. Because the next time that we have some of our future honorees are going to be with the new journalism program at Keith High School. I know this is kind of fun.
I bet.
Calling it, hold on, at Keith High. So it's Keith High School. And I picked it because I have a friend, Collins Petaway is teaching over there now. And I said, I would like to I would like to start a journalism class or program. And he mentioned that they've got a new one at Keith High School. They've never had one before. And it's being taught by my friend, Mrs. Foster, who is amazing, by the way. Teachers are amazing, period. But she's doing some really great work. Let me show you. This is the class.
Oh, wow.
Miss Foster on the right. We have been meeting. I've met with them 2 times. And next week, we're going to cover the basketball game. We're playing Linden High School.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We're going to do a feature story about the sheriff's deputy that is also a stand-in cheerleader. He does a cheer with the cheerleaders.
That'll be fun.
So that was their idea to do the story.
Good.
Feature him. This is my little class. I love them. They're doing great. So their first project was to interview their teachers, and so we will be featuring some of these teachers from that. And we are also doing their very first newspaper, and we named it yesterday the Bears Nation News.
Cool.
Bears Nation is what they use for their sports program. So now it's Bears Nation News, and we're really excited because it's BNN, just like Black Belt News Network, very similar.
That's right.
Yep. So you guys are going to be reading some of the stories that these students write. And it's mostly 10th graders. I don't know if I have a senior in there. I think it's all 10th and 11th graders. And we're going to be doing videos and we're doing social media posts out of the content that we're getting. We're going to do a story about their new softball field that will be used for the first time. Instead of going to the Sportsplex, they have their own new, it was a softball field. It was ground breaking. Was last year, so that this year would be their first year. And I'm so excited to get the kids going. They're really engaged. They really love it. And I can't wait to get started and get going on this to do their newspaper, their first newspaper. And we're also going to make this is a pilot program, and we will do this also at a different school in the fall, because this class only meets in the spring. So we will go and do this same thing in another Black Belt high school in the fall. I have not picked which one. We're looking for some grants and sponsors. If you guys know someone that wants to help us, especially when it comes to like the print costs of printing our first newsletter, we would love to have some partnerships. So looking forward to continuing that program. It's really fun because we like being engaged with our community. We're here to be a part of the community. You know, I'm going to skip over one of the ways that you can donate to help for our journalism program. I like to mention that because, you know, we have no paywall. So in order to do the work we're doing, we take donations. So please help us make a donation. It can be tax deductible if you want it to be. And that is how we are hoping that we make it and can grow into our markets that really need us. All right.
You know, I got one sad thing I wanted to mention. I should have mentioned earlier, but for those of you in Selma and Dallas County and surrounding counties probably knew Roger Butler from Butler Jewelers. His daughter took it over and had Butler Truax and now has Butler Jewelers. Unfortunately, we lost Roger this past Tuesday. He had a stroke over the weekend and passed away Tuesday. His funeral is today, but our prayers to Doris and Dolly, her mother, and the whole Butler family, because he was such a great man, such a beautiful person, just wonderful to be around, funny, great radio guy too. He was in radio for a long time. That's how we connected too. And history. He knew history. That's something, if you know somebody like that, and it's I keep kicking myself over and over again, because I always say, I'm going to sit down with them and get information and preserve it. And I never do. And Roger was one of those that I had wanted to do that with. If you know somebody who has stories about the past where you live, your family's past, get those stories. Do not let those stories die, because your history is you. Learn it, record it, preserve it, pass it on. Don't make the same mistakes of letting somebody pass away before you get that information.
Great
But
story.
our prayers to the Butler family.
Yes. So we actually have an event that's coming up that we'd like to tell you more about. The Whitfield Foundation has their soiree coming up. And I'd mentioned it earlier in the newscast that they had this last year. This is their second year. And it is for raising funds for the needs at Whitfield Regional Hospital. But it's also a lot of fun. They have dual pianos, and it will be January 24th at Demopolis Civic Center. You can go to at Black Belt News Network. You can click on this ad and get to their page so that you can buy tickets.
Cool.
And I will be there. Yay. In support, and we'll get some pictures and video, and we'll share that with you guys after the event. It's really going to be a lot of fun. I wanted to go last year, but I had a conflict. So this year I get to go, and I will share with you guys how fun it was. And maybe you can go next year. Okay. We have had a busy newscast.
Man, I'm telling you, it was a chock full of stuff, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. That wraps it up.
Wow, good deal.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That was a long one for us. Thanks for sticking with us or coming in when you came in. And we hope that you guys will join us next Friday for our next live edition of the Black Belt Newscast. And we will see you then.
Have a great week.